listened to my opinion, but has judged what my opinion is.
I'm not talking about you, woman.
We were just talking. You heard what we just said. I told you what I said originally, which wasn't that people are only entertainers, but the majority, if they want to be millionaires or billionaires, they have to be going through that system of athletes, rapping, some sort of entertainment, acting, comedian, and the minority have got businesses, have got trades, are doing things legally, yeah, which is the way you're supposed to be doing it. And what I'm saying to you is, if we had reparations like the Jews had, it'd be the other way around, where the majority of black people would
So
be
you
doing
think that
business
your
in the industry,
problems would
and the
all be
minority
solved?
would be athletes and rappers. Do you understand that?
So if somebody handed you money, you think that would solve all of your problems?
Of course not.
Wait,
Not for
wait, wait.
certain people, most definitely. Some
Let me
people will
answer
fuck
that,
their money
bro.
up,
Bro,
100%.
Let me
bro,
ask you,
one
how
second. Let me
much?
answer that. You answer question. Let me answer it. It's not just money. Stop saying money as well. We need to stop saying money, because money is the last part of reparations. Yeah, they're
If
gonna
you
try
want
and give us money
acknowledgement, I
first.
think you
But
have
there's
that.
no. You're not letting me land. You're not letting me land. The debts that they got in Africa, the land, the minerals that they're taking, all them stuff, the artifacts that the jewels, the religious content, and the books, the libraries, them stuff all come under reparations as well. I'm not just talking about the money, and I'm talking about the
All right,
money.
so are you saying
For
that?
me, I don't really care about.
Are you saying that the books and the artifacts and stuff should be gotten rid of? Or are you saying that they should remain?
Give
I'm
them back.
confused.
Why should we get rid of?
Give them back. Give them back to who they stole them from. Give them back to who they stole them from. The families and the ancestors are still there in them countries,
Okay,
like the
now
royal
I would
families
have.
or what.
Of course, I have no. Of course, that would be the proper thing. I mean, to think somebody would disagree with that, I find silly. But my thing is okay. I understand those things. Those things are tangent. But when you say things like reparations, when you're talking about a monetary value, number one, I would sit and go, what would the monetary value be? Number two, who do you believe you would be collecting it from? Because you'd be collecting it on people like me who had nothing to do with anything.
No, from the government,
No,
obviously. You don't understand. It'd be from the
where?
it'd be from the government,
Wait a
not
minute.
from you.
Stop it.
Oh my God.
Stop it. Stop
Are
Hey,
it.
you
London,
aware
let me
that
land. Let me land, my bro.
government does not have money?
Let me land.
People
Can I
who
say
believe-
something,
Go
please?
to.
Excuse
Wait,
me.
let me
Can
finish.
I
You don't
answer you?
Let her talk. Let her talk. Let her talk. Let her black
you
bro.
jump on me.
Dumb, man.
The government does not have money. These people who
You got
believe
money
the
for
government
Ukraine?
has money
Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
are wrong. The government does not have money. What the government does is it takes people's money and reshuffles it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what the
we know.
government does.
Yeah. We know that.
The government does not have money.
They have our tax money, which what you said, you're right, they reshuffle it. But they reshuffle
Right,
it to
yours,
Ukraine, they
mine,
reshuffle it to
alike.
Afghanistan, they reshuffle it to everywhere else but to their own people. And that's not even for
Who are their own
reparations, that's
people
for
is what I'm
citizens.
asking.
That's for citizens. I'm talking about they won't even give money back to their own citizens that are white people, for example. They're not even giving it back to you. So why are you complaining if they gave it to us for reparations because they've done something in history? I don't understand that. They're not even giving you, as a white person, your old money back. Same way they're not giving it to me, him, black. Color doesn't make no difference when it comes to we getting robbed for our tax money. That we're all
Okay,
getting robbed
but
for our
here's
tax money.
the
That I'm
next
getting robbed
question.
just like you. I'm getting robbed just like you're
And I
getting robbed.
know all people of color do not feel the way you do, but you, all three of you, seem to share the same belief. Who initially put black people into slavery? Was it white people or black people?
That's some black people, to be honest. I'll be honest with you. There was some black people in Africa that did do these things. You're right, and they sold
Okay,
the slaves
then
from Ghana.
black
This
people
happened.
did
This
black
happened.
people wrong, and white
Huh?
people did black people wrong. Is that a fair statement?
No, it's not a fair
No,
statement.
it's not a fair statement. No,
I
it's not.
denounce that statement.
It's not
I
because
denounce that statement. I denounce that statement. On
excuse
every
me.
court.
Can I explain it to you, please? Now, because I let you speak, can I explain it to you? Yeah?
Sure.
So you were saying, yeah, of course, I agree. I've done a lot of research. Believe me, I'm not one of these BLM dickheads. I'm not like that. I don't deal with the race division thing. I'm half white myself, but I've done a
No,
lot of research
I
and things.
agree
Yeah.
with.
And
I
let me
thought you were
explain.
respectful.
No, let me explain. Yeah, with Ghana, like for example, there was black people that sold black people to the white man for slaves. This is what we call house niggas. Yeah, this did happen. Yeah. But when this happened, the white man And I would be honest with you, when people say the white man, they just say white in a broad anyway, but that's a whole nother story. But it was a certain types of white, but those white people that took these people as slaves, sold them for years and made profit all around the world for years. And people died, they were raped, they was raped by men, like slaves were raped, gay shit happened, all sorts of fuckery used to happen to these slaves, like horrible stuff, burned alive, horrible stuff for years from the white man, by the way. Yeah. Even though the black man did do a fuckery, which we agree with, that did happen. But the black man didn't profit off of it like the white man did. That's 100% fact. And to this day,
Okay,
to this
now
day,
how
to
about
this day,
women?
they're still profiting from
Women
it.
were
That's what I'm
treated
trying to
like
say.
secondhand citizens, and trust me, I'm not a women's libber. I actually back the men more than the women on this. But just for argument's sake, women were held down, treated like secondhand citizens. Husbands were, mistreating wives for years. Should all the
No,
men
no,
give the women
that's
reparations
That's
now?
something different,
feminist
man. That's
shit, man.
stupid.
That's not the
That's like
same. That's
saying
not the same
Don't
as
that's
call
being
me
like
that
burned
saying
alive
that's
feminist
and
like
shit.
and
saying
and
hold
Allow
on,
and,
it.
and
hold on.
drowned
That
and
is
stuff.
like
Do you get what I'm
saying
saying?
that is
It's
just
not the
like
same as
saying
So,
being burned
Reparations
alive
are
let
like
and
Tony
drowned
land,
and
let
forced to
Tony
do
land.
something.
reparations.
fucking hell, man.
It's not the same. All right,
That's
can I
like
ask you another
Reparations.
question? Can I ask you another
No, let
question?
Payne land, let Payne
hold
land.
on,
Let's all
man.
speak. Let Payne land,
That's
innit?
when
Yeah,
people come with that bullshit, right? That's
go on,
like
Chris.
saying the gay
Okay, the
treatment is
man
just the
with the
same.
hat is capable of a logical conversation and enjoyable to talk to, and we can come
No,
from
no,
different points of
no,
No,
view,
you're just
and
interrupting
maybe
all the
we
I,
time.
can
That's why.
enlighten
Just
each
be
other.
quiet a minute.
But
Be
the
quiet a
other
minute.
man is just he's here for an
No, because you're
argument.
shouting over everybody. That's why they're interrupting. That's what you're doing. I
A
haven't said
minute ago,
nothing
you
yet.
yelled that you couldn't hear me. I changed devices. Now I'm
No, no,
shouting.
because you're not listening. Because you're not listening.
You,
That's the
you, he
problem.
ain't even spoke, so
I
how can
haven't
you
even
say you
spoke
can't
to
have a
you. You're not
conversation with him?
listening. Your problem is you're not listening. I was telling everybody in the chat, right, on the screen, that everyone in the comments cannot hear you, right? I weren't trying to disrespect you. I was just letting everyone know because everyone can hear. When we're on the screen, we can hear, but people in the comments could not hear you. That's what I was saying. But yes, you wasn't
Okay,
listening,
and I
and you
have
got into your
rectified that.
feelings. No, no,
I believe I
so
fixed that.
you know, now you understand. You're saying you rectify it, but you weren't listening, so that's why you was upset. So let's chill out, please.
No, I was. You were saying I was yelling, and I
You
don't feel I'm yelling.
No, everyone's yelling. I was telling, because you weren't listening when I came in. I was telling
Okay,
London,
let
everyone's
me
yelling
ask you
over
a
each other.
question.
Can I actually say what I'm stating? Because you keep on asking questions and then interrupting people and they're
Sure.
not landing. All right, now when you're saying, well, when women was held down and stuff like that, that is just like when the LGBTQ people come in and try to measure their plight against slavery. Yeah, it doesn't measure up. It's completely stupid. And I'm not saying that their plight and females' plight is not real. It is real, but you can't measure one man's beating to another man's beating just because they got beaten. You can't. You have to understand what's happened, yeah, and come at your ego and say, yeah, that was wrong. Yes, this what happened, and I feel that there should be reparations or a treatment or punishment or
Okay.
something done. That's what it is. It's
Okay.
not really hard. And just because you think the money's coming out your pocket, that's why you're against it. But when the money's coming out your pocket for this fake COVID, you're not saying nothing. When the money coming out your pocket to pay the Jews, you're not saying nothing.
Okay.
When the money's coming out
You've
I
made.
ain't finished. I have not
Is there a
finished. I
question
have
in
not
the near
finished. I have not
future?
finished. So stop interrupting. I have not finished.
So
When the
basically,
money,
you're giving
I
a
have not. I
monologue.
have not finished. So please stop interrupting. When the money comes out your pocket to pay these Ukrainians £73 billion for this fake war, no one's complaining. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Now
you've made a million false statements. At some point, do I get to rebut them?
yeah, when I
Go,
finish,
go,
yeah,
go,
when I
go.
finish.
yeah.
You
Okay,
don't
number
just have
one,
to read back stuff for argument's sake, you know.
this
Just
man goes
saying.
on with like 50 different things with a dialogue and does not let somebody comment along the way.
No, because you
You've
keep on
made the
interrupting. That's why. So I
assumption.
had to talk quick.
Okay, my turn now. You've made the assumption that I buy into the COVID bullshit.
No, I
Totally
didn't.
incorrect.
No, I
I am
didn't.
not
He didn't
vaccinated.
say
I do not
you. He
buy
didn't
into the
say
Probably
COVID
you.
bullshit.
she doesn't listen.
See, now you're interrupting me. That's disrespectful. If you want respect, give it.
I'm just
Don't
But
talk,
I'm
man.
mirroring the image.
Talk.
Go
you
on, let her
sit there
speak. Go
and
on.
you feel that you are entitled to some type of reparations and what have you, based on what your ancestors have had to tolerate, which was fucking wrong as shit. Absolutely, absolutely egregious, disgusting. Okay, I agree with that 100%. But to sit there and feel that now we're generations past, now this generation needs to pay you for what our ancestors have, some of them have done to some of your ancestors. At some point, you got to say, we need to move forward together, with one goal, which would be to help all of us instead of constantly tearing apart. If I had owned a slave, I would feel like I'm indebted up the ass, 100%. But I haven't. And the government is not taking money from our ancestors. The government would be taking money from us. And I think right now, as long as people of different colors and races want to all be seen as the same, maybe stop things like, why do college students get into a college? If you're of color, you get to have a lower score to get into college. My belief is, if you take a test to enter a college, your color should be irrelevant. Your race should be irrelevant. Your score is the only thing that should matter. But because you have color, you got a better chance of taking a slot in a college than I would. That's a fact. So there
But can I answer that? Can I answer that? That's because of the years and years of black people or black students not being able to get in college because of their color. You understand? So you have to take that into. And when you say this generation's money is going to pay for slavery, we had nothing to do with it. But guess what? You're still benefiting. That's why your country's so nice, because
please tell
of
me
slavery.
how I personally am benefiting.
Let me talk. Let me talk. The
No, you
role
said
your
I'm
country
benefiting.
could.
Back it
Why
up.
do
Let me
it so
talk. Let me
personal?
talk.
It's
Let me
crazy.
talk. Let me talk. The
Okay,
role
but
of your
then
country.
back up the
Let me
statement.
talk. You're
I'm
not letting me
benefiting.
talk. You're not letting me talk. Let me land then. You're benefiting because the road, the infrastructure of your country was built off the blood, sweat, and tears of our people. So therefore, you're still benefiting of it. So how can you say you're not benefiting? The reason why America's a first world country is because of black slavery. So you say you're not benefiting off it. You're benefiting off it to this day. There's businesses that
So
still
what is it
benefit.
that would make you satisfied? What would make you
Pardon?
satisfied? What would satisfy you? Maybe if we could put some white slaves out there, and then you
No,
can
no,
torture
no,
some
No,
white
who said
no,
slaves.
no.
you're
Can I, can
saying
I
that?
land? Can I
Satisfy
land?
you?
London,
Stop
London. Let me
it.
land. Let me land. Let me say
She
something. Yeah.
knows that I just
I'll
made point.
reply
Now
to that
she's
happily.
coming with mythological unicorn
No,
Can I
shit.
I
speak?
think
Can
your
I speak?
point is moot.
I've got an
Your
answer for you.
point
I've
is
got an answer for
irrelevant.
you. I've got a clear answer for you. Yeah. You just said.
Yes.
How is
She
it
just said. Yeah.
irrelevant?
What do we
It's
want?
irrelevant.
What
You
would we
said,
as
Can
a
I
I
people
talk to
told
the
want?
you
man
how
in
we
the hat?
benefit.
He's being
Yeah. So let
illogical
me
at this
explain. Let
time.
me explain. I have a clear. I'm sure most people have the same clear goal. Yeah, which is a very clear, understandable goal. Yeah. We as black people, what we would want is not your money out of your pocket, but as you know, we all get robbed by the government. So tax goes to everything that we don't agree with anyway. It's not, we don't have a choice. We're getting robbed. Yeah. Even my own tax will go back to me. So my point is, all we ask for is for us to get the same treatment as the Jews, whatever. See what the plan that they wrote, yeah, whatever paperwork they have, because I don't know what it is, yeah, what makes them get money to this day. But you see the paperwork that they did with the Jews, the same paperwork which exists, yeah, they can take that paperwork and put black people's name on it as well. Simple.
And
What's
they could
wrong?
put
Why would you have a
females'
problem with that?
names on it as well. Let's
Oh
take
my
everyone who's ever
God,
been
this
held
is
It's
blind
not. It's not the
and put
same.
all
It's
their
not the
names on
same.
it.
It's not the same because shall I tell you why it's not the
So
same?
you
Because
saying
I'm not.
that?
I
Are
don't
you
blame.
saying that
Listen,
what
listen,
blacks
listen,
went through is the same
listen.
as what Jews went through?
No, no, no. Listen, listen. I don't blame white people today for slavery. It's not their fault. They didn't do nothing. It's not their fault. But I blame the government and certain rich families today that did still profit from it. And it's the
Okay,
government of
and
the West.
the
That's what I'm being
government
real. I'm
does
being
not.
real. The
Okay,
government,
what
yeah,
you're
has a job.
saying.
Wait, can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish? Because I'm going to make perfect sense. The
Oh my
government of
God,
the
this is
world
so
has a job.
stupid.
Yeah. Listen, as we all know, it's tax, but the government with tax money, one of the things they allocate is paying compensation to people they have wronged or violated races of people, which they have done before. So when it comes to slavery, slavery isn't what women's rights. It's not the same. It's not LGBT. It's not the same. It's a
And
government. A
slavery's not the
government.
same
Listen,
as
listen to me.
being
Listen to me.
asked
It's a
in
government.
Jewish
Listen, you see, like
people.
the Nazis. Listen. You see, like the Nazis were a government of people that gassed the Jews. Yeah. So imagine what happened to the Jews. They were enslaved and gassed. Just imagine what happened to the Jews happened to black people minus the gas for 400 years. Not for 4 years. Yeah. And the government of Germany, yeah, has to pay reparations. The government,
Okay,
which means the
what
taxpayers of
you
Germany.
are
Listen.
failing.
That means the
No, no,
taxpayers
you keep saying
of
listen,
Germany.
listen while you go on
Wait,
and on
did the
and on and
Germans?
on.
Wait.
But you don't
Did the
listen.
Germans of today
Listen,
do
stop
anything?
talking.
The Germans are in the position you're in. You see how you're saying
All
you
right,
did
I'm
nothing?
gonna let you
So are the Germans.
continue. I'm gonna hop over with Pierce because he actually does let
No, go
people
on,
speak.
I finished.
bye.
I
Go on.
finished, but you can't answer that.
Leave her, man.
No,
Leave her, let her
what you
go, man.
fail to realize is the
You want to talk to
government
Leave
someone
does
her.
not
that's on the
have
same
money.
page,
The
that
government
agrees with
doesn't
you. That's
have
it.
money.
Leave her, man.
You
She
don't
only
seem
wants
to
to hear her
understand that.
voice.
You didn't
Leave her, man.
understand
She
what I
Ten
let her
said,
seconds
go.
did
off
Let
the
her
you?
come
go.
You
back
didn't
on.
hear what I
The
said
government
clearly. The
prints
government
money all the
clearly has
time. That's why
armored